Hello everyone and welcome back to Hello Word, the place where we explore English words, expressions, and ideas in a warm and engaging environment. I am Alex, your enthusiastic host, and I am delighted to guide you on another journey of discovery that will enhance your understanding of everyday English. In this episode, we will dive into words related to the face and its features, allowing us to better describe our own appearances, discuss daily activities, and connect with the world around us through relevant vocabulary. Whether you are a new language learner or looking to refine your skills, you're in the right place. So get comfortable, open your ears, and get ready to expand your English knowledge as we focus on words that you can use anytime, anywhere. We will be talking about common facial words such as hair, eye, and lip, and then move on to a few other fascinating terms like wrinkle and scar. You will gain insights into definitions, practical examples, and real-life usages that will ensure you feel confident the next time you need to talk about these words in a conversation. To make the most of this episode, I suggest you keep a small notebook or note-taking application handy so you can jot down new words, practice spelling, and try crafting your own sentences. Learning a new language is so much easier when you combine curiosity, creativity, and consistent practice. Let us begin. Hair is the fine strands that grow on the human head. It can also be found on other parts of the body, but we most often discuss hair in reference to our scalp. People commonly style, color, or cut their hair as a form of self-expression or personal grooming. In daily conversation, you might hear someone say, "I love your new haircut." Or, "My hair is getting too long. I need to schedule a trim." Another typical example could be, "I usually wash my hair every other day, especially after I exercise." When you talk about hair, remember that it can come in many textures, lengths, and colors, offering a variety of ways to describe yourself and others. Forehead is the area of the face between the hairline and the eyebrows. It is a flat, prominent region that can sometimes show expressions of surprise, worry, or concentration. People might say, "He wiped the sweat off his forehead when he finished jogging," or "her forehead creased with concern when she heard the bad news." In everyday life, you will often hear references to the forehead in discussions about headaches, facial treatments, or expressions of emotion. For example, someone could comment, "I put a cold compress on my forehead to relieve my headache." This word is useful when describing where someone might place a hand or cloth to ease discomfort or show concern. Temple refers to the flat region on each side of the head, roughly at eye level and just behind the eyes. It is the area between the forehead and the ear. The temple is often mentioned when discussing headaches, tension, or massage techniques since many people find relief by gently rubbing their temples. For instance, you might hear someone say, "Whenever I am stressed, I rub my temples to help me relax." Another common usage appears in the context of wearing glasses. You might say, "The frame of these glasses presses against my temples a bit too firmly." Understanding this term helps you pinpoint a specific part of the head during casual or medical conversations. Ear is the facial feature used for hearing and also for keeping balance in the body. Ears come in various shapes and sizes, but typically consist of the outer ear that is visible from the side of the head, the ear canal leading into the eardrum, and the inner components that transmit sound signals to the brain. You might hear everyday phrases such as, "Please speak up," "My ears are a bit blocked," or "I love listening to music with my earbuds while I work." Another example is, "She has multiple piercings in her left ear." By understanding how to reference the ear, you can more effectively describe sounds, hearing capabilities, and personal style choices. Cheek is the area of the face below the eyes and to the sides of the nose and mouth. Cheeks can become red when someone blushes or when the weather is cold. You might come across statements like, "My cheeks turn pink whenever I am embarrassed," or "My grandmother always pinches my cheeks to show affection." In everyday conversation, people sometimes say, I love how rosy your cheeks get in the winter, or I dab a bit of blush on my cheeks for a pop of color. Cheeks play a crucial role in facial expressions, and they also indicate warmth, health, or emotion. Lower jaw is the bone structure at the bottom of your face that forms the lower part of your mouth area. It is connected to the skull by a hinged joint, allowing you to open and close your mouth to speak, chew, and yawn. People often refer to the lower jaw in sentences like, "My dentist recommended exercises to relieve tension in my lower jaw," or "My lower jaw feels sore after chewing so much gum." This term can be useful in discussions about dental visits, facial pain, or describing the shape of a person's face. For instance, you might hear, "He has a very pronounced lower jaw that gives him a strong profile." Chin is the protruding part of the face below the lower lip. It is the forward tip of the lower jaw. When people stroke or tap their chin, it can indicate thoughtfulness or deep contemplation. In daily dialogue, you might encounter sentences such as, "She rested her chin on her hand while she read," or "My chin feels cold in this chilly wind. I might need a scarf." Sometimes, people discuss the chin in the context of facial hairstyles, like, "He has a tiny dimple in his chin," or "He grew a beard that covers his entire chin." Having this word in your vocabulary allows you to specify that small but prominent part of the face. Eyebrow refers to the strip of hair growing on the brow ridge above each eye. Eyebrows can vary in thickness, shape, and color. They play a vital role in conveying expressions of surprise, anger, or curiosity. In everyday conversation, you might hear phrases like, "Her eyebrows shot up when she heard the news," or "I like to shape my eyebrows to create a neat, defined look." Another example is, "He raised an eyebrow at me when he did not believe what I was saying." Mastering the term eyebrow will help you effectively describe facial expressions and personal grooming habits. Eyelash is any of the short hairs growing on the edges of the eyelids. Eyelashes protect the eyes from dust, debris, and sweat, and they also play a large part in the overall aesthetic appearance of a person's eyes. People may say, "Your eyelashes are so long. Are they natural, or my eyelashes always stick together when I wear too much mascara?" You might also hear the expression, "She batted her eyelashes flirtatiously to show she was interested in someone." Eyelashes can be curled, extended with cosmetic products, or simply left alone. Knowing this word can help you describe a person's features in more depth. Eye is the organ of vision. It allows people to perceive their surroundings by detecting light and processing images, enabling sight. Eyes can be described by color, shape, or even emotion. For instance, "My eyes are a little dry today, so I used eye drops," or "Her eyes lit up when she saw the puppies in the park." You might also hear remarks like, "He has striking green eyes that catch everyone's attention." Eyes are central to facial expressions, and they reflect emotions such as happiness, sadness, or surprise. Having the correct way to talk about eyes helps you elaborate on appearance, feelings, or medical symptoms. Nose is the facial feature used for breathing and smelling. Located in the middle of the face, it includes the external part that you see and the nasal cavity inside. People might say, "My nose is stuffy when I have a cold," or "He wrinkled his nose at the unpleasant odor." Another example is, "She has a very keen sense of smell because her nose is extremely sensitive." It is common to refer to the nose in everyday conversations about colds, allergies, scents, or expressions of disgust. When you talk about your nose, you can also mention how shapes and sizes can vary, underscoring our physical diversity. Nostril is one of the two external openings of the nose through which you breathe and smell. Nostril references are common in discussions of personal hygiene or medical conditions like congestion and sinus issues. You might say, "I used a nasal spray to clear my nostrils," or "He plugged his nostrils when he smelled something foul." Another frequent usage is, "Children should learn not to pick their nostrils in public." The word is quite specific, so use it to detail the particular part of your nose rather than speaking in general terms. This precision helps in explaining symptoms or describing facial features. Tooth is the hard structure found in the mouth that is used for biting and chewing food. People have various types of teeth, including incisors, canines, premolars, and molars, each with a different function. Daily conversations might include phrases like, "I have a toothache and need to visit the dentist," or "My tooth cracked when I bit into a hard candy." Another example is, "My baby sister just got her first tooth and can finally chew a bit of soft food." Being able to talk about teeth is essential for discussions about eating, health, and oral hygiene. Mouth is the opening in the lower part of the face used for eating, speaking, and breathing. It houses the teeth, tongue, and gums, making it essential to communication and digestion. In everyday conversation, you might hear, "Keep your mouth closed when you chew your food," or "My mouth feels dry, so I need a sip of water." Another example is, "Her mouth dropped open in surprise when she heard the shocking announcement." The mouth is central to speaking, so the word often appears in discussions about dialogue, expressions, or good manners. Mastering this term will empower you to talk comfortably about speech and eating habits. Lip refers to either of the two fleshy parts that form the edges of the mouth. They are sensitive and help with speech, facial expressions, and food intake. In daily life, you may hear statements such as, "My lips are chapped in this cold weather, so I need some balm," or "She pursed her lips when she was deep in thought." Another example could be, "He gave her a quick peck on the lips to say goodbye." People often discuss the shape, color, or condition of lips, which can also be relevant for makeup, oral care, and expressions of emotion. Pull a face means to make a funny or silly expression by twisting the features of your face. This phrase is often used when describing childish or playful behavior, though adults sometimes do it jokingly as well. You might hear someone say, "Do not pull a face at your food, at least give it a try." Or, "The children love pulling faces to make each other laugh." Another example is, "I pulled a face when I tasted that sour candy because it was too tangy for my liking." Knowing this phrase helps you talk about humorous or mocking expressions in a casual, fun way. Skin is the outer covering of the human body that protects us from the environment. Skin also helps regulate body temperature and enables the sense of touch. When referring to the face, people often talk about skincare routines, skin types, and common issues like dryness or oiliness. For example, you might hear, "My skin feels dry, so I need to use a moisturizer," or "I have sensitive skin, so I only use gentle products on my face." Another way to use the word is, "Your skin looks healthy and glowing today." Knowing how to discuss skin is important for health, beauty, and everyday life conversations. Wrinkle is a line or crease that appears on the skin, usually caused by aging, sun exposure, or repeated facial expressions over time. These lines often show up on the forehead, around the eyes, and near the mouth. You might hear people say, "I have a new wrinkle on my forehead. Maybe I should try using a moisturizing cream," or "She never worries about wrinkles because she believes they show a life well lived." Another common phrase is, "Stress can sometimes lead to wrinkles because we tense our facial muscles." Understanding this term is key if you want to discuss aging, skin care, or emotions that affect facial expressions. Pimple is a small inflamed bump on the skin that often occurs when pores become clogged with oil or dirt. Pimples appear commonly on the face, chest, and back, especially during adolescence. In daily conversation, someone might say, "I woke up with a huge pimple on my chin," or "This face wash helps prevent pimples by clearing away excess oil." You can also hear, "My teenage years were tough because I had to deal with pimples all the time." Knowing this term will help you speak about skincare routines, personal grooming, and common challenges everyone faces at some point. Mole is a small, often dark spot on the skin that can appear anywhere on the body. Some moles are present at birth, while others develop over time due to genetic and environmental factors. People might say, "She has a tiny mole just above her lip," or "My doctor checks my moles every year to make sure they have not changed in size." Another example is, "He used to be self-conscious about the mole on his cheek, but now he views it as a unique feature." Using the word mole helps you talk about distinguishing marks and changes in the skin that may require attention or simply describe appearance. Scar is a mark left on the skin after a wound or injury has healed. Scars can vary in size, color, and texture, depending on the severity of the injury and the healing process. In everyday discussion, you might hear, "I have a small scar on my forehead from when I fell as a child," or "That surgery left a scar on my abdomen, but it has faded over time." Another common usage is, "Many people feel self-conscious about their scars, but they can also remind us of challenges we have overcome." Knowing how to talk about scars is essential for describing personal history or appearance in a detailed way. Spot is a general term for any small mark or blemish on the skin, which can include pimples, freckles, or other minor irregularities. People might say, "I have a spot on my chin that just will not go away," or "I noticed a new spot on my cheek, so I am going to keep an eye on it." Another everyday example is, "She tried to cover the spot on her forehead with a bit of concealer." The word spot is adaptable and applies to many kinds of facial marks, making it extremely useful in day-to-day conversations about appearance and skincare. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Hello Word, where we explored the vocabulary of the human face, its features, and associated terms. Today, we covered everything from hair to lips, including expressions like pulling a face and practical concerns such as dealing with wrinkles or scars. By learning each of these words in detail, you are well on your way to becoming more confident in describing yourself and others, explaining symptoms, and engaging in conversations about personal appearance or healthcare. Remember that consistent practice and curiosity will always help you retain these words and find creative ways to use them in your daily interactions. Before you tune out, I encourage you to subscribe to the Hello Word podcast so you never miss an episode. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a review to share your thoughts and inspire future English language learners to join us. Your feedback helps me refine each episode so I can bring you the best tips, definitions, and examples for developing your English skills. I am already looking forward to our next session. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep enjoying the wonderful world of language. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.